Hi everyone, Emma with you today, sharing a quick art journal page in my Art by Marlene 5x7 album, using an eclectic mix of products today to make a very simple art journal page. So I'm starting off with some napkin that I had in my stash. It's got music notes on it, it's pretty cool, and I've taken a couple of back layers off of it so that I can then use it to collage onto my page that will, once finished, be placed back into its album. Great thing about that Art by Marlene album is that it's on a binder, so you can easily take the pages out to create on, and then, you know, once you're finished and you're happy, you flip it over, do another one on the other side, and then insert into your book, or you can just put it back in until you're ready to do the other side. It's completely up to you. Next, I added some gel medium with that napkin, and just to adhere it onto the page. And now I'm adding some washi tapes. Now these washies are Tim Holtz ones, and they are from the butterfly collection. I think you get about 8 different rolls in that collection, and they're all on the vintage side, which suits me to a T. And I really love that you can tear them, you can keep them the same size, you can do whatever with them really, and they complement anything because you can always add color later as well. So I'm just adding different strips into the area that I've added that original napkin, and just layering them quite heavily on top of one another. Now I'm adding a bit of gel medium over the top because, as we know, washi can be notorious for peeling itself back up, so it's best to always pop a little bit of color, a little bit of gel medium over the top to adhere it down. It also does help when you're going to add color, which we'll do in a few minutes, to make it even easier. I'm now adding a layer of clear gesso to prime the whole page, so that I will be able to move any kind of acrylic or powders that I will add in a minute. This is a primer so that it will make it nice and easy to move my paint around, or if I stuff up, I can easily remove the mistake. Making sure it's completely dry, because with the gel medium and the clear gesso, it can be quite sticky, so make sure it's completely dry. Next, I'm going to add some stencil work. Again, this is a Tim Holtz mini stencil, which is really cool. Nearly everything I'm using, apart from obviously the napkin and a few stamps and stuff, Kylie has in her shop, which is amazing, and you can get at ScrappingClearly. I'll pop the link in my video as well, so that yeah, you can check out the goodies in shop after. And again, once I've added the modeling paste and I'm happy, I'm going to just dry it off. So it's a very quick process, just multiple layers on top of each other in the same area, and yeah, making it simple and fun. Now I'm grabbing some grungy stamps. Now I know that these are Ranger Tim Holtz / Ranger stamps. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're grunge elements, something like that, or grunge 2. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, so I apologize for that. But I'm going to add some color first, and I'm using the beautiful Prima artesian powders. So I'm using a couple of different colors. I know one of them was Paris Rose, and I think the other one was like Quartz or Heather Hill. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But all I'm doing is I've added a little bit of this powder and activated it with some water. So it becomes like almost a watercolor, transparent styled medium to play with. And then I'm just moving it around on my page with a fine brush, and adding a bit more water and then drying it off. So yeah, it's very simple to use. There's a whole heap of variety ways of using it. I've used it a few times now and I love it. You can add it to modeling paste, you can use it here with water, you can add it to your projects dry. So yeah, it's got lots of purposes. They're beautiful. So yeah, get your hands on some of them if you can. And with the remaining, before I cleaned it up, I've just added a few flicked splashes, so we got some of that bold orange kind of colour that's coming through in that Paris rose. Again, drying off. I often like to dry the back of my page as well, because if my page starts to warp a little bit, then I can unwarp it by adding some heat to the back of my page. Now I'm going to add some grungy stamps. Like I said, I can't fully remember what the name of it is. I think it's Glitch 2 or Grunge 2 or something like that. So it's one of the Ranger stamp collections. So yeah, this is very fun to use. It's lots of layers, lots of texture, really creates a bit of wow without too much hassle. These are some I have in my own stash. These are from an overseas girl who is incredible, and I just love the eclectic nature of her stamps. So this one's pretty cool. I love the circles and the rectangles, and yeah, just that kind of handmade feel. Going in again with another one of these grunge stamps from Tim Holtz. Just really layering up the stamping, having lots of fun, and I'm using a distress ink for it in Vintage Photo so that it complements all the backgrounds. Who says you can't have fun using brown, hey? And I always like to just make sure that my stamps are dry. Even though I'm using a permanent, I still like to make sure that it's nice and dry. I'm adding a few highlights with some Stamperia, kind of like their wax elements, and I'm going over where the modeling paste is and just really highlighting those with my finger and just warming up that kind of wax style. It's got lots of sheen to it. It's very pretty, but I use it like a wax, and yeah, it's very cool. Doesn't smell quite as good as the Prima waxes, but the effect is super cool. I'm using one of the Scrap Effects cutouts, this beautiful doily, and some of the Tim Holtz Field Notes elements to finalize my little composition. So just pulling out some of the elements, playing around with what butterfly, what piece of paper, what will complement to get this little page done. So I'm just going to glue, now that I've chosen what I want, I'm just going to lightly add a bit of glue to this very delicate Scrap Effects cutout. Dabbing away any excess glue, adding a card and some foliage. And yeah, just creating a bit of a story now with the, you know, collage elements that are found in these field notes. You get so many pieces in these packs. You know, it's pretty endless, so it's always fun to rummage through and add lots of different layers. Just finishing it off there with a butterfly and a mushroom. You can see that there's a lot of playing, like adding, taking away, maybe yes, maybe no. So lots of playing. As you can see, I'm certainly showing you that there's lots of bits and pieces that can be used. And I decide against all of those and just to keep it nice and simple. I'm now adding a brass Posca pen just to my edges. Again, it adds that brown orange copper element to it. And I'll also add a bit of white to soften it, which also makes it more orange. And just lightens it a little bit to blend into the background and also to the white space of the page. I'm now grabbing a quote. Again, this is a Tim Holtz quote little book. Small Talk, I think it is. And yeah, just adding a few little words and quotes to finalize the feel of my page. And that's pretty much it. I think I give it a good flicking of paint. Yes, some white acrylic paint, and just watered down, and I flick it all over. And that's it. So simple, nice and easy. I hope you had fun watching, and I hope it allows you to feel like you can do something like this too. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye.